There you go. It's got 3 terms. So if you have 3 terms, use those 3 letters, right, GCF? All right, so you got 22, 14, and 18. What number goes into all 3 of those? 2. There you go. And then with your letter, you just find the smallest letter. What's the smallest x value? The 5, the 3, or the 6?
3.
The 3. There you go. What about the y's?
So
Y to the 4. There you go. All right, then we just divide them out. What's 22 divided by 2? 11. There you go. All right, you had 5 x's. You took out 3 of them. How many do you have left? 2. You had 7 y's. You took out 4 of them. How many do you have left? 3. There you go. All right, and then what's negative 14 divided by 2? Negative 7. There you go. All right, you took out all 3 of your x's. You took out 4 of your y's. So how many do you have left? 4. There you go. And then what's 18 divided by 2? 9. Perfect. All right, you took out 3 of your x's. So how many do you have left? 3, and then you took out all 4 of your y's, so you're done. All right, let's skip around a little bit. Let's do number 5. How many terms does number 5 have? 4. So we do grouping, right? First 2 and then second 2. All right, what do the first 2 have in common? X to what power? What's the smallest one? 4. There you go. All right, you had 5 of them. You took out 4 of them. How many have left? 1. There you go. You took out all 4 of them here. All right, and then this sign right here in front of that term always is what you bring down. So what number goes into 8 and 14? 7 not going to 8. 4 not going to 14. 2. There you go. All right, what about letters? What do they have in common? X and Y. There you go. All right, now just be careful when you divide. What's negative 8 divided by negative 2? 4. You took out the X. You took out 1 of your Y's. So you got 3 left. All right, just be careful. What's 14 divided by negative 2? Negative 7. And then you took out your X and your Y. But the thing is, guys, remember when you did this, those parentheses were supposed to match up. They don't match up. So do you remember what we call it? It starts with a P? Prime. There you go, Jalen. Very good. Very good. All right, what about number 4? Number 4 only has 2 terms. They don't have anything in common. But what do you notice about those 2 numbers? They're perfect squares. There you go. All right, so what's the square root of 16m squared? 4 what? When you divide it, remember you divide it by 2, so it's 4m. Remember when you take those exponents? All right, what kind of signs will multiply to be a negative? What 2 signs? Positive and negative. And what's the square root of 225 go? 15. Ooh, I don't know why I just wrote it 2. Yep. Yep, 15. Very good. Y'all okay? All right, number 3 has 3 terms, just like number 1 did, but number 3 does not have a GCF. Doesn't have anything in common. They don't all have a C, and there's not a number that goes into all 3 of them, okay? So we do factors of the back number. So 1 times 6 is 6, and 2 times 3 is 6. All right, now here's the thing. You ready? It has to add or subtract to be 5. They'll both give you 5. 2 plus 3 is 5, and 6 minus 1 is 5. Which one multiplies to be negative 6? 1 and 6. 2 times 3 would be positive 6. All right, so how does 1 and 6 give me positive 5? 6 minus 1. Positive 6 minus 1. Very good, very good. All right, number 2. How many terms does number 2 have? Because this is a little bit of a doozy. It's got 4, so we're going to do group, right? But the thing is, The first two don't have anything in common. So you can rewrite this in a different order. Alright, so x squared, which one of those terms could I put with x squared to make it have something in common? Bx, there you go. So what kind of bx is that? Negative bx, there you go. And then which two terms are left? Do those two have something in common? Yeah, so I could put those together. So I got a plus AB minus AX. Now let's do grouping. Alright, Alyssa, what do the first two have in common? X, there you go. Aaron, what about the next two, baby? What do they have in common? A, very good. We're going to take that plus sign. So we're going to take a plus A. What do you notice, though? They're not what? They're not the same, but they're real close to it. What's wrong with these two? One's backwards, so let's rewrite it, okay? Alright, so I need to write this x first, just like this one, but this doesn't say positive x. What does that say? Negative x, and that's a positive b. And remember that we never, ever, ever wanted this leading term to be negative, so we can take him out to the front, and that would be a negative a positive x, and a negative b. Changes all the signs. When I bring this out front, it changes all those signs. And now, they're the same. Alright, so what I'm going to write, x minus b and x minus a. There you go. Alright, so you need a graphing calculator today. Most of y'all in here have your own. You really, really, really need to start thinking about getting your own graphing calculator, because we're going to start using them more and more and more, and it's going to be very, very difficult to do your homework without a calculator, okay? So, before we get started, though, we're going to do a checkpoint. Y'all know how this works. Checkpoints are open notes, but they are not open neighbors. And then we're going to go over the ACT problems from yesterday. Learn some cool stuff with our calculator. That's all we should do. Checkpoints are open notes, but they're not open neighbors. You can use your notes from yesterday, and then I'm going to come around and check them. So just raise your hand when you get finished, and I'll come around and check them. Alright guys, here we go. What term does it want us to find? The sixth term. There you go. So this is the first term, the second term, the third term, the fourth term, the fifth term. What do you notice about all of those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do you notice about all those? Where are those numbers at? Come on, guys. Where are those numbers at? What do you notice about all of them? Where are they at? They're where? They're not at the top. That's not at the top of that letter. Okay, look how it's written. A sub 1. What do you notice about that number? Thank you, Colton. It's at the bottom. It's at the bottom, okay? So, your n is 6. So right here, instead of a sub n, what are you going to write? A sub 6. There you go. You're replacing n with 6. Alright, equals. This says n minus 1. What was our n again? 6. What's 6 minus 1? 5. And then a plus sign. And then a parentheses. And it's n minus 1 again. What's n minus 1? What's our n value? 6 minus 1? 5. There you go. And then what is that? Squared. There you go. Alright, do you see something else that we could plug in for that? Something they gave us in the chart? $39 is what? A sub 5. There you go. Alright, what else she knows we could do? 5 squared is how much? 25. There you go. Add them together, and what do you get? Come on, guys. You have calculators. 64. There you go. Perfect. 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 All right, 18. Here we go. So what's this word right here mean? Not that they're equal to. What do they look like? They don't touch, right? They're like railroad tracks. There you go, like sideways, like that. There you go. All right, what else do we know about parallel lines? What, Ramiro? They don't what?
They go on and on.
They go on it. Well, all lines do, Abby. There you go. Their slopes are the same. So what's the slope here? Okay, which ones don't have a slope of negative 2 over 1? H, J, K. Okay? Alright, and then what do we know about this guy right here? How would you graph that? 7 on the y-axis, right? Way up here? What's 7 on the y-axis called when we... What letter is that? What letter is that when you graph? Y-axis. What letter is your y-axis? What? Which one? B. Very good. So which one has a slope of negative 2 and a b of 7? G. There you go. Y'all okay? Are y'all taking this seriously? I don't think some of us are. Jalen, what you got, baby? You just playing with your hair? Okay. Making it all poopy. Alright. What are we on? Page 5? Alright, you need a graphing calculator. If you don't have one, grab one, okay? If you don't have a calculator, go grab one, okay? If you don't have a calculator. Alright, here we go. So we're not adding and subtracting anymore. We're going to multiply. All these are multiplication. So here's what you need to know. The middle numbers, and I'm going to show you what this means in just a second. The middle numbers have to match up. I'm going to show you what that means in just a second, okay? All right, what's the size of this first matrix right here? 2 by 2. There you go. What's the size of the second one? 2 by 2. Look at those middle numbers of their dimensions. Are they the same? Do they match up? There you go. So that means we can multiply. That means we can grab our calculators, turn them on, and get ready to learn how to do this. Pretty easy. All right, here we go. So do you see the math button? Right below the math button, it says matrix in blue or in yellow. So if it's in blue or in yellow, you have to hit that blue or yellow button called the second button, and then the matrix button. And then your screen should pop up something similar to mine. Okay with that so far? All right, you have to tell your calculator what numbers go inside both of those matrices. So you're going to go over to Edit. Hopefully you're doing this with me. You hit Enter. What's the size of this matrix? 2 by 2. So 2 enter, 2 enter. All right, and do you see where that cursor is? So what number from this matrix goes there? 4. There you go. So you hit 4, enter, and then look where it went to. It went to the right. So it wants that next number. What's that next number? 1, enter, and then look where it popped. Went to the bottom. What number is that? -2, enter. And what's the last number? 3, enter. Y'all okay so far? These are not as easy to do by hand like addition is. That's why we're using our calculator, okay? All right, so let's go back to second matrix again. We're going to go over to edit, but we are not going to edit the first one because we already have something there. We're going to go down to the second matrix and then hit enter. You hit the down button to the second matrix, okay? All right, what's the size of the second one? 2 by 2. 2 enter, 2 enter. And then we're going to type all those numbers in. Make sure you hit enter after each number. All right, your calculator's in edit mode. All right, it's used to you editing these matrices. You have to get out of that mode. So you're going to hit second and mode or second and quit. Takes you back to a blank screen. Y'all okay so far? All right, now that you put everything in, you can tell your calculator, hey, I want to multiply those two things that I just put in, okay? So you're going to go back to second matrix. You are not going to edit. You are going to second matrix. That's it. You're going to hit enter on the first one. You're going to tell your calculator to multiply, so hit the multiply. Go back to second matrix, and we're going to go to the second one, the matrix B, and hit enter. And then enter one more time, and it'll multiply them for you. Is that okay? All right, let's write that down. It gets easier each time. I know it seems like a lot, but it's really not. Trust me, it's a lot easier to do it this way than it is by hand. All right, make sure you put your brackets around them. All right, what's the size of this one? 2 by 2. What's the size of the next one? 2 by 2. Do the middle numbers match up? Yep. So that means that you can multiply them. So grab your calculator. All right, we're going to go second matrix. Over to edit. Enter on the first one. What's the size of the first one? 2 by 2. There you go. And then put those numbers in. All right, then we go back to second matrix. We go over to edit again, but this time we're going to edit the second one. We're going to edit matrix B. And it's also a 2 by 2. All right, and then how do we get out of edit mode? How do we make it get out of this? Second quit, second mode, whatever you want to call it. Those two buttons. All right, then you go back to second matrix. Do not go to edit. Stay right there where it brings you. Hit enter on the first one. Times second matrix. Down to the second one. And hit enter. And enter one more time to give you the numbers. Y'all okay? All right, y'all try number 3. See if you can get number 3, okay? I'll try number 3. Y'all get that? 7, negative 7, 15, 14. Y'all okay? Alright, so we're going to do 4 and we're going to do 5. First thing you have to do, you can't just plug it straight in your calculator. What do you have to do first? You got to check the dimensions, okay? So y'all try 4 and 5 and see what you can do on 4 and 5, okay? Check the dimensions. Make sure they match up first, okay? Check the dimensions. All right, is 4 possible? Can you do that one?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. This is a 2 by 2, and this is a 2 by 3. They match up. So then plug it in your calculator. Finish your course, I'll be proud of them. No, Hunter, I'm wrong. I hit 3 instead of negative 3. That should be a 26. I was wrong, Hunter. Okay. Alright, what about number 5? Is number 5 legal? What's the dimensions of the first one? 3 by 2. And what's the dimensions of the second one? 2 by 2. There you go. Did y'all get those? Y'all okay? Pretty easy stuff? Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to finish up the rest of these tomorrow, okay? So if you didn't finish your checkpoint, you can go grab it out of the tray and you can finish that up. We're going to finish these tomorrow, and then we will review a little bit, and we will have a quiz on Thursday, okay? So please, 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 get a graphing calculator for yourself, okay? Because I only have so many. Huh? Walmart.